Hello everyone, my name is Minh, and now I will show some problems appear in chapter 9, online media. The first, does time spent on the internet cannibalize or complement traditional media? You know, several studies reveal that time spent on internet reduce consumer time available for other media, according to a Pew Research Center 2013. This is referred to as cannibalization. The alternative argument that the internet and traditional media are complementary and mutually supportive rather than substitutive. Thus, there has been a massive shift of the general audience to the web, and once there, a large percentage of time is spent on viewing content. Yet, more recent data find a more complex picture. Despite availability of internet on high resolutions, tablets, computer, television viewing remains strong. Video viewing on old devices have increased. And the reading of all kinds of books includes physical books and has increased. Total music consumption measure is in how hour a day listening to music has increased dramatically, even as CDs declines, and movie consumption has increased dramatically, even as DVD sales declines markedly. The impact of internet on media appears to be increasing the total demands for media, and even in some cases stimulating demand for traditional products like book. It's also a case that content firms physical products, printed newspaper, magazines, music CD, and movie DVDs are being replaced by digital versions. Multimedia use reduce the cannibalization impact of the internet for some visual and oral media, but obviously not for reading physical book or newspapers. And even for these print media, the internet is simply an alternative source. Internet users are increasing the time they spend online reading newspaper, magazine, and even book. Ironically, the new mobile media platform of smartphone and tablets computer has led to an explosion in reading of both newspaper and book, but in digital versions, not the printed version. So, in conclusions, the internet is substituting for physical medium, but it can be and often is supportive and complementary to content owned by the traditional media firms, including newspaper, magazines, book, publisher, television, and Hollywood movies. It's all about the content. It's all about the content regardless of the means and transmission. Let's come to the second problem. What are the basic revenue models for online content, and what is their major challenge? Actually, there are three revenue models for delivering content on internet. The two paid models are subscription, usually all you can eat, and la carte, pay for what you use. The third model use advertising revenue to provide content for free, usually with a premium higher price option. The major challenge is that the consumer still expect much content to be available for free and are not necessarily willing to pay for online content. And now the third problem: how have attitude about paying for content changed since early years of the web? In the early years of online content, multiple surveys found that a large majority of internet audience expected to pay nothing for online content, although equally large majority were willing to accept advertising as a way to pay for free content. On the early web, there wasn't much high quality content. By 2013, the attitude toward paying for content has greatly changed until internet services such as iTunes arrived in 2007. Few thought the fee model could compete with the free model, and most internet aficionados that information on the internet want to be free. Cable TV system network themselves offer a totally different history. They always change for service and content, and cable TV experts never thought information wanted to be free. Neither did the Hollywood and the New York media company that paid for the provided the content to television and the movie theater. In 2013, millions of internet users pay for high quality content delivered on a convenient device such as a smartphone or tablet, computer, or using internet TV services like Netflix and or Amazon. Let's come to the next problem. What is the DRM? DRM stands for Digital Rights Management, which refer to a combination of technical, both hardware and software, and legal means for protecting digital content for unlimited reproduction and distribution without permissions. DRM hardware and software encrypt content so that it cannot use without some form of authorization, typically based on a payment. The objective is to control the use of content after it has been sold or rented to customer. Essentially, DRM can prevent users from purchasing and making copies of widespread distribution over the internet without the compensating the content owner. The fifth problem is what are the three main dimensions where the term convergence has been applied. What the each of these area of convergence entails. There are at least three dimensions of media where the term convergence has been applied: technologies, content, and the industry structure. Convergence from a technology perspective, which have to do with the development of hybrid devices that can combine the functionality of two or more existing media platforms such as books, newspaper, and games into a single device. In addition, there are three aspects to content convergence: design, production, and distribution. Industry convergence refers to the mergers of media enterprise into powerful synergistic combination that can cross-market content on many different platforms and create new work that use multiple platforms. So the next question is that what factors are needed to support successfully charges the consumer for online content? So the answer is that the content needs to be focused, exclusive, high value, and unique before users are willing to pay for it. That is focused attract to highly intent consumer who's deeply interested in the topic and willing to pay. High value content generally refers to the content which have some financial value but limited periods of utilities. In addition, high value content more generally might be thought of as content that can be used to help make decisions in the near term. Unique, or we can use exclusive, mean the content that can be only found as one website and is not generally or freely available elsewhere. The next question: what are the different revenue models that newspaper have used? newspaper has used a number of different revenue models. In 1995, the first newspaper website which appeared offered their content for free with registration so that advertising would support the website operation and provide a new revenue stream for the print edition contents. However, the new ad revenue from digital publication did not cover the cost of its production and was completely unable to replace the print ad revenue that occurred in beginning in 2000. Judging for the general newspaper content was an obvious answer that an internet culture that expected online content such as music and news to be free during the 1995 and 2005 periods. However, the introduction of iTunes Store in the 2003 and the iPhone in 2007 changed the public perception of paid content. The newspaper and online magazines has benefited from its change. These plans have three key elements: a paywall for heavy user, considerable free content for casual or link traffic, and this plan has three key elements: a paywall for heavy user, a considerable free content for casual or link traffic. For example, visitors from social media sites who stay for a few moments and then move on, and a bundle price for both print and digital subscription. Providing the digital version free with print subscription allow users to read the paper on any digital device. And the next question is, what are the two primary ebook business model? The two primary ebook business model are wholesale business model and agency business model. Wholesale model is the price are determined by the retailers. In the ebook marketplace, the large publisher started out using a wholesale business model of distribution and pricing because this is the same model used with hardcover book. In this model, the retail store pay a wholesale price for the book and then decide at what price to sell to the customer. Agency model. Agency model is the retailer is an agent and prices are set by the manufacturer. In the agency's model, business model, the distributor is an agent for the publisher and can be directed to sell ebook at a price determined by the publishers. The next problem is what feature make it difficult for gaming firms to monetize their user base. The first is showing advertisements, changing for service. The potential outcome of offering virtual merchandise for or showing advertisements on virtualized diversions applications are extremely restricted and along these line portable. Amusement organization need to depend on in applications promoting an offer of virtual products to make their income targets. While easygoing and social gaming quickly develop, most on the web and portable recreation are free about thus the client don't remain in the diversions long. The next problem is that how has the internet transformed television viewing? Regardless of the accessibility of the web on high definition tablet computers, TV seeing stay solid, video seeing on own gadgets has expanded, and the pursuing on a wide range of books, including physical books, has expanded. A field examination uncovered that time spent on web decreased purchaser time accessible for other media. The next question, why is the growth of cloud storage service important to the growth of mobile content deliveries? Due to the lack of storage capacity for movies or TV shows, mobile content delivery is impossible unless the content is simply stored on cloud servers. One exception is ebook, but however, even its ebook, the cloud storage is still play an important role because user may switch among the device. Therefore, the cloud storage is an ideal tool to help the user to be able to access from anywhere on any devices. Let's come to the next problem. What are the OTT entertainment service? OTT stands for over the top. This kind of entertainment services deliver film and TV content via the internet without requiring user to subscribe. OTT entertainment service refer to the use of internet to deliver online entertainment services to the home. Over the top refer to the fact that the entertainment service rides on top of any network services like cable TV or telephone service. Another problem is that what are the two kinds of online movie sales and business model? Give an example of each type. There are two types of online movie sales and business model. The first are IVOD, which stand for Internet Video on Demand, and EST, which stand for Electronic Sell-Through. IVOD, for example, Netflix is a stream video service which occupy about 44%, about $4 billion on the internet of the internet TV and movie markets. EST, a typical example of this is iTunes. In this kind of service, movies are downloaded to the customer devices and all cloud service for their portable watching at any time, anywhere on any devices. Currently, EST market generates about $2.5 billion in revenue. The significant growth of video streaming with IVOD result in a decline in video downloading EST market. The next problem is why are advertisers attracted to esports? Advertisers are attracted to esports because the audience are predominantly composed of young male between the age of 21 to 34 who are hard to reach using traditional media. Esports has been growing at over 50% a year in the last few years and is expected to generate over. Esports has been growing at over 50% a year in the last few years and is expected to generate over $600 million in global revenue, $140 million of that in the US. The esports leagues make money from selling tickets and to arena championship game, merchandise sale, coverage, sponsorship, and selling at space during the broadcast. The next problem is that what are some of challenges currently facing the book publishing industry? The biggest challenge facing the book publishing industry is control over the price, overpricing on the digital ebook platform of Amazon, Apple, and others. Currently, Amazon controls the largest market share, about 65%, which, while not a monopoly, nevertheless gives Amazon extraordinary market power. A second serious challenge is the further evolution of digital distribution platform. In 2018, 2014, Amazon announced Kindle Unlimited, a subscription service where for $9.95 a month, customers can read all the books they want. Major publishers believe subscription ebook services would negatively impact book publisher and author revenue. Control over pricing is again the key issue. Close behind subscription ebook plans is the idea of digital marketplace where people could exchange any of their digital media from book to music tracks. Both Amazon and Apple have filed patents for digital media exchange, where, for instance, someone who purchased an ebook could swap that book for another ebook. And the last problem is that what are the 4 factors that have caused the decline of newspaper revenue over the past 15 years? The growth of the web and mobile devices as an alternative medium for newspaper and advertising. The movement of customer is an online. The movement of customer to an online lifestyle has drained billions of ad dollars, including classified ads from printed newspaper. The same has not been true of television advertising. Even radio advertising has stood up well to the digital revolution. The risk of alternative digital shops for news, complementary features, stories, and articles. The difficulty of traditional newspaper firms and their manager to develop suitable business and revenue model that could survive and even prosper on the internet and mobile or social platform. The rise of social media and its role in directing traffic to newspaper content has challenged newspaper to change their business model to accommodate change in consumer behavior and technologies. This is the end of my speech. Thank you for listening.